In this video, I will be reviewing a new enhancement for the Checkmate 14 2024 release, which is about measuring in Wysiwyg mode.
Let me preface this by pointing out that some things in Wysiwyg, and for a matter of fact, some things in Checkmate prior to Wysiwyg needed certain features or certain faces on the solid to have a type. If I use the test srf command here, for instance, and I pick this thing that looks like a cone, and go to the Messages tab, indeed it was a cone. And if I pick this face that looks like it should be a donut, a torus, it is indeed a torus. But depending on the source of the file, for instance, here's the same file, looks very similar, but if I run that same command and pick that same face that was a torus previously, it's now just a surface. So I can't measure that as a torus. So if you're having issues measuring a model, just keep that in mind. Okay, so here's my more disciplined model. It was done by exporting out to step and loading it back in, and that, in a sense, sweetens things up, joins two faces into one, that sort of thing. So, Wysiwyg. Well, you'll all be familiar with this. I say measure cylinder inner, and I pick a cylinder face, and I get the cylinder measurement displayed with 6 points at 2 different levels. And that's what you saw in old Checkmate. In Wysiwyg, the only reason you're seeing that is because I have my defaults set up for 6 points at 2 levels. If that were instead 12 points on 3 levels, and I were to measure a cylinder, then I now see 12 points on 3 levels. And the ability to drag these around is preserved. If I hit Shift and pick the normal, then I can move that up and down. If I hit Shift, this is the left shift, and pick one of these, I can move that anywhere I want. It's constrained to an arc. Doesn't matter where my mouse is. It's going to move in an arc. If I hold down the right shift key, then I can move a whole slice at once. And if I click here, I can move a whole layer at once. So one thing that's new about Wysiwyg is there's another measurement mode called freeform mode. And if I go into that mode, and I don't do anything and change my mind and come back in, then I have the ability to get out of that mode. However, if while I'm in that mode I do one of these shifts, things now act like a surface measurement. Every point is individual, and you can move it anywhere you want. And once I've edited a feature in that way, it's locked in. It's in freeform mode, and you cannot get it out again because the data has lost all discipline. So how do you get back? Well, you remeasure. You say measure cylinder inner. You pick the feature, and you pick the previous, I should say pick the face and the previous feature, and it replaces it. And that replacement functionality is now enabled for all Checkmate measurement types: surface, trim, circle, hole, slot, plane, line, cone, cylinder, torus, etc., etc. So you can use that if you don't like what AutoMBD gives you. You can pick individual points and replace it. That's the other thing you can do with Wysiwyg. So for instance, I've got this crazy looking cylinder here. It's not really conducive to measuring points on levels. You want to measure in an odd pattern. So I can say measure cylinder outer here and just start picking the points I want to measure. So there they are in freeform mode, and I get a cylinder measurement. And if I edit that, you can see it's in locked freeform mode already. And just for what I'm going to illustrate next, I'm just going to measure another cylinder here. Because we had to change that one back to its original form by remeasuring it. I'm just going to drag a point around. Oops, sorry, I've got to go into freeform mode first to get what I'm after. Freeform mode. And then drag that point to an arbitrary location. And just for fun, the way you add points to these freeform measurements is with the control thing, just like you were doing the surface measurement. And if you want to take points away, you can hold down the escape and get rid of individual points. So, this point, in a sense, is originally as measured, or the cylinder is originally as measured. As is this one. This one is in freeform mode because of editing, and this one was born in freeform mode. So what happens if I global edit? So let's say I want all of my cylinders. I want a faster program here, so instead of 12 points over 3 levels, I want just 8 points over 2 levels for everybody. Okay, I expected it to ask me to put everything on the hot list. Hold please while I say hot list segment. And then global edit, it's almost like there's something on the hot list. Okay, and I'm going to do that 8 points over 2 levels. Okay. Just a reminder, when you're doing global edit, I can say update programming defaults, and that 4x2 will now become my default for cylinders. So I go ahead and do this, and you can see that this cylinder is 4x2, and this cylinder is 4x2, but that one, let me just clear the hot list here. That one remains in its altered state, as does this one that remains in its born state. So global edit does not affect freeform features. Freeform is available for cylinders and cones and spheres and torus. It's always, in a sense, been available for lines and planes. Circle measurements, if I measure a circle now and edit that update CAD button that used to be here is no longer there, because that's your only option with Wysiwyg, is it always updates.
Thanks for watching, and have a great day.